On an early Sunday morning in late March, my parents knocked on my bedroom door to wake me up. I buried my face under my blanket and let out an annoyed teenage groan. I wanted to sleep in and watch Netflix all day, but my parents had other plans. They excitedly told me to get dressed because the three of us were going hiking. Hiking? I asked. The last thing I wanted to do was feel my calves burning as I clambered up a mountain, but I reluctantly agreed. I put on my worn down sneakers and got in the car. My parents turned up the radio and played soft instrumental music that sounded the way spring feels, airy and calm. We arrived at the Delaware Water Gap in Pennsylvania and began the trek up the mountain. My dad led the way and my mom and I followed. The statuesque trees lined the gravel path while the shining sun peeped through the branches to create unique patterns on our faces. My parents and I strolled along as we discussed my unclear future plans, our banter punctuated by the rare scurry of a rambunctious chipmunk. They listened attentively as I told them about my fear of leaving home and being on my own for the first time. My parents and I came to a daunting hill that matched the magnitude of the pressure of the future ahead of me. We were not rock climbers, so I told them that we should just turn around. Pivoting in the opposite direction, I marched downhill. I looked behind me and noticed they weren't following me. My crazy parents were supporting each other in order to climb this monstrous rock formation. Attempting to match their courage, I began to climb too. I was petrified, my fingers gripping to the rocks so hard they turned a deep red. My parents looked down at me from the top of the peak, both lending out a hand. They pulled me up, steadied me on my feet, and allowed me to go ahead of them to the top of the mountain. Looking around the clearing at the beauteous mountain view, I let the luminescent sun hit my skin as the wind blew my hair in a wild pattern. The lofty, rolling mountains were jagged with rocks and had brown and green specks of growth peeking through. The mountain range continued for miles and blurred in the distance, mirroring my thoughts of the future. I looked at my parents, my mom's wide eyes gazing upon the view as she laid her head on my dad's shoulder, his distinct dimple popping out on his cheek. Embracing them in a family hug, I exhaled, feeling more secure in where I would be going next. I believe in my family, whose actions inspire my independence and growth. I believe in hiking on a Sunday morning.